Welcome back to Coin Discovery USA, the place where everyday pocket change can turn into incredible discoveries and where even the smallest coin can sometimes carry a story worth millions of dollars. And today we are exploring the fascinating mystery of the 1977 1 cent. A coin that many people may have handled without a second thought, but which under extremely rare circumstances could reach an astonishing value of up to $17 million because of unusual mint errors, rare production, mistakes, and extraordinary possibilities that transform an ordinary penny into one of the most exciting collectibles in the world of coin collecting. And while millions upon millions of 1977 Lincoln cents were struck by the United States Mint and released into circulation as part of everyday commerce, a tiny number of these coins may contain rare features that set them apart from the rest. And these rare features are exactly what collectors and numismatists search for when they examine coins carefully, because the minting process that creates every coin is a complex series of mechanical steps that must work perfectly together. And when even one of those steps goes slightly wrong, the result can be a mint error that produces a coin unlike any other. And these unusual coins become fascinating pieces of history that collectors around the world are eager to discover and preserve. And the 1977 Lincoln cent is a perfect example of how an ordinary coin can gain extraordinary value when rare circumstances combine with unusual minting events. Because during the production of coins, the United States Mint prepares metal blanks known as planchets, which are then fed into high-speed presses where engraved steel dies strike the design of Abraham Lincoln on one side and the Lincoln Memorial on the other, and this process happens thousands of times every minute, producing vast numbers of coins that are meant to be identical. But the immense pressure, the constant movement of machinery, and the wear on the dies can sometimes create unexpected variations that slip past quality control and enter circulation. And one of the most famous types of error that collectors search for on a 1977 penny is the double die error, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple impressions during its creation that are slightly misaligned, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled when the coin is struck. And on a 1977 Lincoln cent, collectors often examine the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," as well as the date itself, to see whether any visible doubling can be found, because strong doubling in these areas is a clear sign that the coin may have been struck from a doubled die, and such coins can become extremely valuable because the doubling originates from the die itself rather than from damage after the coin was minted. And every coin struck from that particular die may carry the same doubling, creating a recognized variety that collectors actively seek. But doubled dies are only one of many possible errors that can appear on a 1977 penny, because another dramatic possibility is the off-center strike error, which occurs when the planchet is not positioned correctly within the striking collar when the press comes down, causing the design to be impressed partially off the edge of the coin and leaving a blank area where the metal was not struck at all. And these off-center coins can vary from small misalignments to dramatic examples, where a large portion of the coin is blank, and collectors particularly value coins where the date and major design features remain visible because this confirms the identity of the coin while still displaying the unusual error. And the more dramatic the off-center strike appears, the more desirable the coin can become, especially if it survived in excellent condition without excessive wear. And another fascinating category of mint errors that can appear on a 1977 penny involves die cracks and cuds, which occur when the steel dies used in the minting presses develop fractures after striking thousands or even millions of coins, and a die crack appears as a raised line on the coin where metal flowed into a crack in the die during the striking process, while a cud forms when a piece of the die actually breaks away from its edge, leaving a raised irregular blob along the rim of the coin where the missing portion of the die allowed extra metal to flow. And collectors find these features especially interesting because they reveal the physical stress experienced by the dies during production, and sometimes these cracks grow larger over time as the die continues to deteriorate, producing increasingly dramatic patterns that collectors can identify and study. And beyond these errors, there is also the possibility of a clipped planchet, which occurs when the metal blank that becomes the coin is improperly cut from the sheet of metal before it is struck, leaving a curved or straight segment missing from the edge. And when the coin is struck, the design appears on the incomplete planchet, creating a coin with a distinctive missing section that collectors immediately recognize as a genuine mint error. and clipped planchet coins are popular because they clearly show that the error occurred before the striking process even began. And another dramatic minting anomaly is the broadstrike, which occurs when the collar that normally holds the planchet in place during striking fails to engage properly, allowing the metal to spread outward when the press strikes the coin, producing a piece that is wider and thinner than a normal penny and lacking the raised rim that usually surrounds the design. And broadstrike coins demonstrate the powerful force of the striking press and the importance of the collar in shaping the coin's final appearance. And perhaps one of the rarest possibilities of all for a 1977 penny is the wrong-planchet error, where the coin is struck on a metal blank intended for a completely different denomination or even for a foreign coin, and such mistakes are extremely rare because the mint carefully controls the flow of planchets through its production lines. But when a wrong-planchet coin is discovered, it becomes an extraordinary rarity because the coin may have a different color, size, or weight while still displaying the Lincoln design. And collectors around the world are fascinated by these unusual pieces, because they represent a rare moment when the minting process produced something completely unexpected. And another critical factor that can dramatically influence the value of a rare 1977 penny is its condition, because coins that remain in pristine uncirculated condition with full mint luster, sharp design details, and minimal marks are far more desirable than coins that have spent decades in circulation and show heavy wear. And professional grading services carefully evaluate coins to determine their level of preservation, assigning grades that help collectors understand the quality of the coin. And when a rare mint error appears on a coin that receives an exceptionally high grade, the result can be a collectible that attracts intense competition among buyers at auction, sometimes pushing the price to astonishing levels. And this is why stories about pennies worth millions capture the imagination of people everywhere, because they remind us that even the smallest and most ordinary objects can sometimes hold incredible value when rare circumstances combine. And the 1977 Lincoln cent serves as a powerful reminder that the minting process, while carefully controlled, can occasionally produce unexpected results that create coins of remarkable rarity and desirability. And for collectors, the excitement lies in the possibility that a rare coin might be hiding in the most ordinary places, from the handful of change received after a purchase to the jar of pennies sitting quietly in a drawer or on a shelf. And many enthusiasts spend hours searching through rolls of pennies obtained from banks, examining each coin carefully under magnification in hopes of discovering signs of doubling, unusual shapes, die cracks, or other clues that might reveal a rare error variety. And countless valuable coins have already been discovered by ordinary individuals who simply decided to take a closer look at the coins in their possession, proving that hidden treasures can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places. And the story of the 1977 1 cent reminds us that the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises and opportunities for discovery, because even a coin that appears completely ordinary at first glance may carry rare characteristics that set it apart from the billions of others produced during the same year. And for viewers who enjoy the thrill of discovery and the fascinating history behind coins, the lesson is simple but exciting, always check your pocket change carefully, because you never know when a simple penny might reveal a rare error, a remarkable piece of minting history, and perhaps even a life-changing discovery worth millions of dollars waiting quietly in your collection. Next, the 1998 1 cent, a coin that, under extremely rare circumstances, can be valued at an astonishing $14 million because of extraordinary mint errors, unusual production mistakes, and rare varieties that make a simple Lincoln penny one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. And while millions upon millions of 1998 Lincoln cents were struck at the Denver Mint and released into everyday circulation, a very tiny fraction of these coins contains unique characteristics that set them apart from all the others, and it is these rare features that collectors, investors, and numismatists search for tirelessly, because each one tells a story about how the minting process can sometimes produce unexpected and astonishing results. And to understand why this coin is so valuable, it helps to look closely at the way coins are produced in the United States Mint. Because the process involves creating metal blanks called planchets, engraving dies with the design of Abraham Lincoln and the Lincoln Memorial, precisely positioning each planchet in a press, and striking it with immense pressure to imprint the design onto the coin's surfaces. and while the mint strives for perfection and consistency, the complexity of mass production means occasional mistakes occur. And when these errors are not caught before coins enter circulation, they can become some of the most collectible and highly prized coins in numismatics, and the 1998 Lincoln cent is a perfect example of this phenomenon because it can display a wide variety of minting errors that dramatically increase its value, including double die varieties, off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, clipped planchets, broadstrike errors, and in extremely rare cases, wrong-planchet strikes, all of which transform an ordinary penny into a coin that collectors around the world actively seek and are willing to pay incredible sums to acquire. And one of the most exciting errors that can appear on a 1998 penny is the double die error, which happens when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple impressions that are slightly misaligned during the die creation process, causing letters, numbers, or design elements to appear doubled when the coin is struck, and collectors often examine the date, the word liberty, and the motto "I in God we trust" for signs of doubling. Because strong and clearly visible doubling can indicate that the coin was struck from a doubled die, instantly increasing its desirability and value. And the fascinating aspect of doubled dies is that every coin struck from the same die will carry the same doubling pattern, creating a recognized variety that collectors actively search for and document in numismatic references. But doubled dies are only one of the many possibilities that can appear on a 1998 penny. Because another dramatic and highly collectible error is the off-center strike, which occurs when the planchet is not properly aligned in the collar at the moment of striking, causing the design to appear partially off the edge of the coin and leaving a blank area where the metal was not struck. And off-center coins can vary from slight misalignments to extreme examples where a large portion of the coin is blank. And collectors especially value those coins where the date and major design features remain fully visible because this confirms the identity of the coin while displaying the dramatic nature of the error. And another category of errors that can appear on the 1998 penny involves die cracks and cuds, which occur when the steel dies used to strike coins begin to develop fractures after repeated use, and a die crack appears on the coin as a raised line where metal flowed into a crack during striking, while a cut occurs when a piece of the die breaks away completely, leaving a raised irregular shape along the coin's edge where extra metal flowed into the missing area. And these features are highly collectible because they provide a permanent record of the physical stress experienced by the dies during production, and die cracks can vary from small hairline fractures to large dramatic lines that cross significant portions of the coin's surface, making them both fascinating for study and highly desirable for collectors. And beyond die cracks and doubled dies, another dramatic and highly collectible mint error is the clipped planchet, which occurs when the metal blank is improperly cut from the strip of metal, leaving a straight or curved segment missing from the edge of the planchet, and when the coin is struck the design appears on this incomplete planchet, creating a coin that is instantly recognizable as a genuine mint error and highly prized by collectors. And clipped planchets are especially interesting because they demonstrate that the error occurred before the striking process even began, showing how mistakes in multiple stages of coin production can produce remarkable and unique results. And yet another fascinating error that can appear on a 1998 penny is the broadstrike, which occurs when the collar that normally holds the planchet in place fails to engage during the striking process, allowing the metal to spread outward. When struck, producing a coin that is wider and thinner than normal and lacking the raised rim that typically surrounds the design, and broadstrike coins are popular among collectors because they provide a visual representation of how powerful the minting press is and how the collar shapes the coin's final appearance, and perhaps one of the rarest possibilities of all for a 1998 penny is the wrong-planchet error, where a coin is struck on a blank intended for another denomination, or even a foreign coin. And such mistakes are extremely rare because the mint carefully controls the flow of planchets on each production line. But when a wrong planchet coin is discovered, it becomes a headline-making rarity, instantly drawing attention from collectors worldwide because the coin may differ in size, weight, or color while still displaying the Lincoln design. And another critical factor that dramatically influences the value of a rare 1998 penny is its condition, because coins that have remained in pristine uncirculated condition with original luster, sharp details, and minimal marks are far more desirable than those that have been heavily circulated, and professional grading services carefully evaluate coins based on surface quality, strike strength, and overall appearance, assigning grades that help collectors assess how well the coin has survived since it was struck. And when a rare mint error appears on a coin with an exceptionally high grade, it can attract intense competition among buyers, sometimes pushing prices to unimaginable levels. And this is one reason why stories about pennies worth millions capture the imagination of people everywhere, because they remind us that even the smallest and most ordinary objects can occasionally hold incredible value when rare circumstances combine. And the 1998 D1 cent perfectly demonstrates how the modern minting process can occasionally create unexpected rarities that collectors dream of discovering. And the thrill of coin collecting lies not only in the potential financial reward but also in the excitement of discovery, because somewhere in circulation there may still be rare coins waiting for someone who takes the time to examine their pocket change carefully. And countless discoveries have been made by ordinary individuals who simply paid close attention to their coins, proving that hidden treasures can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places, such as a handful of pennies received in change, a jar of coins in a drawer, or rolls of coins obtained from a bank. And the story of the 1998 D Lincoln cent reminds us that even coins minted in recent decades can become highly valuable collectibles when unusual minting events occur. And for viewers who enjoy learning about rare coins and hidden treasures, the lesson is simple but exciting. Always take a closer look at your pocket change, because you never know when a simple penny might reveal a rare mint error, a fascinating piece of history, and perhaps even a life-changing discovery worth millions of dollars hiding quietly in your collection.